Hello everyone. Um, Today is a special video. This video is supposed to be published. It's scheduled to be published in 3 years. I will talk a little bit about that later, why it's 3 years. So basically, right now, okay, this is day 0. Day 0, it's like not before day 1. It's actually day 1, just before I started recording day 1, but it's also not like the other part of the day, you know, like from, let's say, right now it's 3:31 p.m. It's not like from today we woke up at like 10:30 a.m. okay, so it's not from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. okay, it's actually like all the way up to like it's 3:30 p.m. today, all the way up to back to 2 years ago. Because what happened is 2 years ago when the pandemic hit, I really don't know what to do. I was thrilled, like many people were scared. Actually, I was thrilled because I was sick of school, and like Matt says, you know, Matt versus Japan, solving fake problems, and you'll know where I'm going with this. So then what I started to do is I started learning Japanese, actually, because I thought it was going to be interesting, and because I've always liked anime and video games, especially Japanese video games like Nier Automata and Sekiro. Actually, it's my Sekiro is my favorite Japanese video game, my favorite JRPG. So long story short, I started learning Japanese 2 years ago because of that. Because of the pandemic 2 years ago. But today, it's a special day. Why? Because I decided to start learning back Japanese. So what I did is I was on and out, in and out, trying to learn it. I started learning hiragana and katakana on a random app I found on Google Play. It's called Bosu, if I remember correctly. It's a blue bee. It's a good app, actually. I was very lucky to find this app. It's a very good quality app, and I learned all of hiragana and katakana in if I remember correctly, 48 hours or something. Then what I did is I continued to use the app to learn more about discussions and stuff like that. Yeah. Then I stopped using the app because I didn't know what else to learn, because I pretty much tapped into everything for like 2 or 3 weeks. I was bored. So what I did is I started learning stuff on Japanese Pod 101. I started to stick words into my brain and conversations. Wait a second, someone is calling me. Alright, so I forgot what I was talking about, but I was talking for too long about maybe something that was unrelated. So anyway, day 0, it involves I was talking about Japanese Pod 101, right? I was sticking words into my head and conversations. Then I found out that my head started to hurt, and I started hating it. It's not because of Japanese Pod 101. It's an amazing channel. Just because the way it's built, it's very methodical and organized, you know. And because of that, I got too much absorbed into it, because I'm a perfectionist by nature. So what happened is I had to stop, because my head was hurting. I was hearing the words in Japanese in my head all the time. It was insane. So then I stopped and I started thinking again about it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stop learning Japanese. I don't know why. I just stopped. So then I started again learning Japanese in October of 2020. Why? Because it was like the second wave in the pandemic, you know, and it was bigger than the first wave. So during the second wave, it was like absolutely like disastrous, you know. It was you could not even go outside and stuff like that, and there were much more there were much more many cases than in the first wave. So because of that, I could not work, because actually I got a job during the summer, but then I couldn't work. I didn't have anything to do. I was really bored, and since I was like 19 at the time, if I remember correctly, yeah. I didn't feel like playing video games. Actually, I did, but I stopped really like quickly after that, and I decided to try VR chat, because I have a friend who likes to play VR chat. Actually, he used to like to play VR chat. Not only VR chat, but he used to like to go in Japanese worlds. So he would go to Japanese worlds and like practice with people in Japanese. And so I tried doing that also, and I did it for many months. That's what I did. To be very honest, I'm not even sure if it was like productive what I was doing, but I still did it. Like for 2 months, I really wasn't productive. Then what I did is then my perfectionist self hit off. You know, I took off. Was like, you know, now I'm taking care of business. Okay, I'm putting he said in my head, I'm gonna put a schedule. Okay, and every day you're gonna do this amount and this much and this much amount of time of Japanese in VR chat, and I would connect at this time, and I would schedule the exact time at depending on what time I had school. You know, for example, if I had school at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., I would come back from school at 10. And then I would study Japanese in VR chat at like 10 p.m. I couldn't do it during the day. Sometimes I was lucky because of the time difference. Sometimes, you know, you could find people during the day who speak Japanese, but most of them would maybe not be Japanese because they would be American people, right? So if you really want to find Japanese people in VR chat, you have to go during the night. You have to play during the night or early in the morning, if you're lucky to find some of them. So yeah, I did it, and then I don't know why I stopped for another 3 months. Then I started doing it again after I did it again for like 2-3 months. Now you're trying to understand the pattern, right? Then I stopped again. Yeah. So I don't know why I stopped again. But what happened after that is I started doing it on my own. I started using an app called Hello Talk instead, and another app. Okay, before that I used another app called Tandem. I stopped. I don't remember why. I think it's because people were not active. So basically, I used an app called Hello Talk. I used the dictionary called Jisho. I also used Google Translate. Google Translate to like hear the pitch pattern, okay, and also I was able to write. So that was pretty much like the stagnation part of me learning Japanese, because I didn't have the consistency to learn every day. I was using also OneNote to take notes. So like when I was watching anime or listening to a music or anything like that, I would take notes passively. For example, I had a word I wanted to remember. I would write it, and then I would like write also the pitch pattern. For example, high, low, low, high. I just like give you a random one. So yeah, that's what I did. Recently, I wanted to start doing going into VR chat again, because since I moved out from my parents' house, because it was too far away from from my school. I started feeling lonely because during the winter and where I live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the weather is very unpredictable. So, I mean, even like sometimes you will have like a rain of ice or just like sludge. I don't know if you know sludge, but it's like melted ice everywhere. So it's not funny to go outside, especially during the winter. So I had to stay inside for a long time. So then what I did is I downloaded again VRChat, and I wanted to go into the server, the world actually that where you have most of the Japanese people. Like people go like specifically to 3 worlds. One of them is always empty. People don't go there anymore. So and when I started practicing, I like that's when I saw that nobody was there. But before I started practicing, like in 2020, like I said in October, I didn't go to this one because it was empty. I went to another one called the GP tutorial, and there's another one, but there aren't many Japanese people. It's called Japan Shrine. So the only one where I can really practice Japanese is like a GP tutorial. Then when I tried to go again recently to this world, I didn't find many people. I mean, not only that, also the world has changed so much, and like I cannot even like how to call that, enter the world and practice, like it's closed. Anyway, so I had to change my method here. So what I did now is I decided to just continue, like I stopped using HelloTalk because most of the time people don't want to practice Japanese, because the Japanese people, they want to practice English. So it's pretty much the punching bag. So it's not because of them, it's not because of the app. It just, I don't know why, it just stopped because maybe I think I was doing it the wrong way. Then I just kept using Jisho and OneNote to take notes. My Japanese keyboard, of course. On Google, if you not Google, but on your computer you can install a Japanese keyboard, and then you can use hiragana, katakana. Actually, I don't know how to use katakana, but I can use English letters or Latin letters and hiragana, and then I can transform the hiragana into kanji. So basically, yeah, I have my keyboard, Japanese keyboard, OneNote to take notes. I have Jisho, the Japanese dictionary, where I can look for words. And what I do is I watch anime. And I didn't do much stuff, more stuff than that, except what I told you. So that's all I did. That was day 0. Now I want to talk about why day 0, why day 1, why day 2, why I started doing all this. Okay. Before that, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I said why day 0, why day 1, day 3, why like Japanese every day, why this day thing, and why Japanese in the first place. Yeah, because I explained why what I did with Japanese, but if I stop the video here, right now, it wouldn't make any sense. There's a reason why there was this part like in day 0, and why there's this part with like every day, There's the reason why I'm doing something every day, and there's a reason why it's Japanese language. I'm gonna start with the easiest part, why it's Japanese language. It's because it was the only thing in my head, and that it was clear for me that what I wanted to do consistently is to learn Japanese, because the return on investment was clearly superior than any other thing I would have done. Like for me, usually if everything is like very easy. I don't want to brag about it, just because my learning curve is like different maybe from other people. At the beginning, I struggled a lot. Maybe it's because I'm a perfectionist, but after that, I reached a sort of breaking point. Then I go into an exponential growth. So so for example, I couldn't do this with let's say guitar or volleyball, and I think it's because I would just get bored very easily. So the thing is, with the reason I talked about explosive growth is not much. It's not really about getting better. It's actually because of, I think, dopamine, if I can explain this clearly. So basically, because I would get bored easily, I wouldn't see any reason why I would get consistent at it. So I hope this is clear. Okay, maybe it wasn't clear for all the people. So that's what I'm trying to say. The reason why Japanese, I feel like it's not like that. It's because it's everyone. I think everyone knows about it, but Japanese it's not a weird language, but it's and also the Japanese, they're okay. Yeah, we can say that Japanese people are weird, but no. What I'm trying to say is it's fascinating, but not only that, it's out of this world. Not only this language is isolated, but the way it's constructed, it's I hope someone has the word for it one day, but it's unpredictable. A little bit like the weather in Montreal where I live. It's unpredictable. That's the perspective. So this is not like like the exact definition of what makes it like that. No, just like how I feel about it and other people feel about it. For example, if you read the book from Phil Knight, Shoe Dog, when he's the creator of Nike, when he talks about Japan, he says that people, especially Japanese people, especially in business, they're unpredictable. They're unpredictable, but that's how you feel about it when you're an American, or Canadian, or French, or any nationality whatsoever. It's like a thrilling. There's this challenge, and you understand. That's why I started learning Japanese 2 years ago during the pandemic, and other people started doing it. So yeah, basically that's the reason, and I think a lot of people can relate with that. And the reason why it's every day, if I had to be consistent about something, yes, it would be Japanese. But why do you think I wanted to start to be consistent in something? The reason is, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. That's the easiest way to describe myself. But hopefully, luckily, I'm also a minimalist. Meaning, I don't like doing many things and having a lot of stuff near me. So, for example, I don't like playing too many video games at the same time. I don't like wearing too many types of shirts at the same time. So basically, you'll see that I'll have the same outfit. I know this is weird, but it's a good thing that I'm a minimalist. You know why? Because it's like action reaction, the Newton law. Because my minimalist force is very strong, my perfectionist force, even if it's really strong, both of them are constantly fighting. And because of that, it's not like I'm always in a mental breakdown or always in a explosive growth in a way. If I can explain it clearly, it's just that I feel like I'm like a hamster, like running in the same wheel. Maybe other people feel the same way, but I'm not going like as far as I would like to go. So that's why I decided to start doing something consistently, and I started doing this with many activities. I started doing this with volleyball. I started doing this with guitar. And there are many activities that I stopped doing and started doing again. I tried doing this with karate. I started doing this with costumes, conventions. I used to do that. I used to go to Comic-Con and stuff like that, and just create my own costume and go in this thing called masquerade and just show my costume to people. So yeah, I needed this consistency thing. The reason why I started doing this also altogether, why it's Japanese every day, there's another reason. It's one, there was a video about I forgot the name of the channel, but they made a video about Matt versus Japan, and how a white guy becomes so fluent in Japanese that it's all as if he's native. And at the beginning I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. And then I wanted to stop watching the video because like it's my attention span at that time and also right now it's very small, because like I get bored very easily, as I said. So but then I was like, the video was 1 hour, and it seems like I would get like something out of it, so I continued to watch the video. And what I learned is that Matt versus Japan is very similar to Matt is very similar to most of us, because he wanted to create his own identity, and the path that he found, the easiest way he found to do that actually is to learn Japanese and learn about Japanese culture and stuff like that. Because he also likes anime and everything related to Japan. Then he was really committed to learning Japanese, and I think he said he started at 19, and he started, like, he did it for like 3 years, and he studied 6 to 8 hours a day. So that's a lot. In another video he said 10 years. Not sure if he was joking or it was just a later video, or I don't remember. Maybe it's just because he did it for 7 years but not consistently. Anyway. So basically, the reason why I want to do this also is because he inspired me. He inspired me to learn Japanese for real and do it consistently. Because I was like, I have no excuse. I also wanted to, at some point, to create an identity. And the method I found is to learn Japanese and watch anime, everything like that. And I was like, I mean, that's it, I don't really have to think about it. And if it's not that, then what? If I don't do this, then what? It was just clear for me. And right now my head is clear. At that time my head was clear. But everything except that, I really had no clarity. I talked about school. I said I don't really like solving fake problems. I'm not the only one. So I finished school in 3 years. If I learn Japanese every day for 3 years, it would be 3 years. So that's why this video would get uploaded in 3 years. Why? It's very simple. I needed to be consistent in something, because right now, as I said, I'm always bored. I cannot play volleyball or guitar every day. I cannot do that. And I cannot study every day. It's just frustrating. So, yes, I can work part-time, but I don't really want to do that, because I'm almost done with my studies. I have internships every year, and the internships are not a big part of the year, so in 3 years I'll be able to get responsible. I'll be able to be occupied with something, be distracted by something. I'm not the only one who feels like that way. I think a lot of people feel that way. So if you also feel like that, just remember that I also lived that 3 years ago, the moment you're watching this video. For me, I discovered that when there was the pandemic hit, but for you maybe it's another thing. Maybe it's living alone, or starting college, or just losing the momentum in life, losing the music in life, and being bored in life. Some would even lose the will to live. Some will try, to harm people because they feel like that. They don't feel accomplished. So some people would start their own business to just keep their head into something, and so they don't have to think about their own life and stuff like that, and how they don't have anything to do. Other people would play video games. Others would meditate, play a musical instrument. Everyone found their own way to do it. And the way I found this is to learn Japanese every day. And with that, I'm done with my message for day 0. And I hope you're gonna see this video in 3 years. I don't know what's gonna happen. There was another YouTuber who did this. Actually, remember, it's Mr. Beast. He did his video in 3 years. No, not 3 years. I think it was 5, right? He's also a big inspiration from, but it doesn't have anything to do with him. So just want to say that. So I wanted to do that. I think it's a nice concept. Both scheduling a video to be updated in 3 years and just learning every day, doing something every day consistently for 3 years. By then, I would have achieved, I think, a stage 3 of fluency. That's what Matt talked about. Since he put 6 to 8 hours a day, he almost became like a native person. So he got to stage 4. That's the 4 stages. If you want, you can go, look for his channel, and he talks about that. Or the video, actually, the 1 hour video. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah. And after that, I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing it every day, but I think so. I think I'll do it, and I think I'll do it maybe less, for 2 reasons. and then after that I'll be done with the video. So I think that's what I think. Maybe it's not true, but I think I won't have to do it as much, because I have practiced a lot. So it means I won't have to go as far as, because I did the same thing with English. I got consistent for many years, and I got fluent in English, but I'm not a native speaker. But I don't care. I don't want to sound native. So I did the same thing with English, because English is not my first language. It's French. And the other reason is, I think I won't have to do it anymore, as much harder than I'll be doing it for the next days, 3 years. So 1,000 days, something like that. The reason is, I didn't talk about that earlier, but my plan is to go live in Japan, because I don't have any other idea. The houses are cheaper, and it's a very calm environment. The food there is nice. Yes, people talk about the work, how it's not that cool, but actually in America, maybe in Canada too, the working hours and the intensity is higher than in Japan. So it's a good country. Japan is a good country. I think I tried to deny this for a long time, but no, it's a good country. I don't have any reason not to go there. It's gonna be fun. I know it. Maybe it's destiny, maybe it's not. I'll be practicing, yeah. So the second reason is I won't have to practice really, because I will be there, and I'll arrive at the right time. I will have enough fluency, and then I'll be able to keep being in the environment. I won't have to think about the momentum and stuff like that, because I will have people speaking Japanese around me. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. Maybe there's a third reason, maybe not. And yeah, with that I'm done with my message for the day 0. And with that, I wish you all a very nice rest of the day. I hope you all stay safe. Yeah, in 3 years maybe there will be another pandemic, or just you stay safe. Even if there's no pandemic, I don't know, just stay safe. And yeah, with that, that's it. Goodbye.